everybody, this is my retrospective review of the Amstar Nostalgia 50cc Cafe Racer. And the way I said this, I like almost did an impression of the report of the week, review brah. This is Running on Empty Food Review. I can't do it too good because I'm actively smiling thinking about Review Bra, and I can't do a good impression of him. Anyways, yeah, so this is a retrospective review of the Amstar Nostalgia. This is, out of all the motorcycles I've owned, I think this is one of them that gets the most questions about. And I was digging through some files and I found some footage of me on my last ride on the Amstar Nostalgia, actually. This is me kind of exploring Manhattan Beach, and I'm waiting for its new owner. I got over to Manhattan Beach a little bit early to meet him, for him to buy this bike, and I filmed a cool video of me just kind of exploring the area. A little fun fact about Manhattan Beach, it has my favorite skate park in the entire world. I have been to the other side of this planet, and I think Manhattan Beach Skate Park so far in my journey of life is my favorite skate park, so thank you, Manhattan Beach. Anyways, before this video gets started, I'm currently vaping on some Frenchie's Crunch from Budget Vapors. It is like a cinnamon toast crunch type flavor, and it's absolutely delicious. So if you want to get some of that wonderful juice and help support the channel, click over to budgetvapors.com and use my promo code. You should see it on the screen right now. That helps support the channel and keeps the show on the airwaves. So the Amstar Nostalgia, this was actually my first motorcycle that I myself owned, and it is a 50cc semi-automatic transmission cafe racer. It runs a clone version of the Honda GB engine. Don't let the word clone scare you. The patent on the Honda GB engine got lifted a couple years ago, and that's why you see a lot of these Chinese bikes running, they all run a similar engine, and it's all the Honda GB engine. And essentially the patent got lifted, so the manufacturers just started making their own versions of the Honda GB. They're all pretty much the same, and they're all really good. The Amstar Nostalgia actually runs a semi-automatic transmission with its Honda GB engine, and this is the main reason I ended up selling this bike. The semi-automatic transmission is great. It's fantastic. It's a 4-speed trans, and there's no problems with it. But I really didn't enjoy driving around with it. I really didn't like using the semi-automatic transmission that much. It's very clunky, especially on the downshifts. Downshifts are very jerky, very clunky, and as someone who enjoys, like, I prefer a manual transmission car or truck over a automatic. And that's just how I've always been. It's just personal preference. I would rather drive a manual transmission than an automatic any day of the week. It doesn't matter if I'm in traffic or on the highway. I prefer manual transmission. You're able to shift gears, which is cool, but the shift pattern is backwards from a normal motorcycle. So it's almost like a track bike race shift pattern. So you click down to go up in gears, and then you click up to go down in gears, which is so weird. I struggled with the transmission on this bike, and that's the main reason I sold it. I also wanted a little bit more power. I did a lot of modifications to this bike, and I wanted to do a lot more if I ended up keeping it, but I decided to upgrade. I did a Blue Racing CDI, I did an aftermarket air intake, and I did an aftermarket air filter, and a couple other little things here and there. I was going to do an exhaust and eventually a big bore kit for it to bring it up to 80 cc's, but I got the opportunity to get the big brother of this bike, the Boomcat 125, which is the exact same bike. It just runs a full manual transmission version, and it's 125cc, so I couldn't really say no to that opportunity. But all in all, the Amstar Nostalgia is a great bike. I highly recommend picking it up if you got a couple bucks laying around. It's a lot of fun if you live in an urban area to just kind of explore with. It's got passenger foot pegs. I rode around everywhere with my girlfriend on the back, and we had a great time. I took this bike everywhere, and I had no problems with it other than 2 tire issues. I got stranded in Compton once which was a bummer. That was a bad day. And then my back tire went out as well. But other than that, the front and rear tire, I put on new rubber and new tubes, and those were the only issues I really had with the whole bike. I drove this bike all the way from San Pedro to Burbank for the Burbank Flavor Vape hearing, and then I drove this to downtown LA for the Los Angeles County Flavor Ban hearing. And I would take this bike everywhere with me, and it was so fun. The guy that ended up buying this bike was pretty cool. He was a pretty cool guy, and it was funny. We met at a gas station over here in Manhattan Beach, and he was buying this bike without his wife or his girlfriend knowing. I think he was like a young professional. I don't know. I think he was in the medical field or something like that. So he had a young wife or fiance or girlfriend or something, and he lived like right by the gas station we met at, and so he walked over with a bicycle helmet out of his house. Super nice guy, really nice guy. And we do the deal. We have a great time. He pays me exactly what I wanted for it, which was good. I pretty much sold him this bike for the exact asking price of the other bike I was gonna buy. So whatever. Anyway, so we do the deal. It goes nice and smooth. And then I was like, okay, man, see you later. And then he pushes the bike back to his house because his girlfriend or wife didn't know he bought a motorcycle, and she would be against it. So his plan was to hide it in the garage under some clutter, like under like kayaks and stuff, and she was just not gonna find out about it. And so we ended up texting back and forth a couple days afterwards, because he brought it to a motorcycle shop to have some work done on it. He put on a new speedometer because the speedometer didn't work, and then he did a couple other minor modifications to it, or had the shop do some modifications. They took all my hard performance work off of it. They put it all back to stock because he said it was too hard to ride with the performance modifications that I had done to it on there for some reason. And anyways, that's neither here nor there, which I found pretty humorous because it's 50 cc's. But we kind of made friends, and we were gonna go for a ride. I got my Boomcat 125, and then this dude disappears out of nowhere. Just buyer of this motorcycle had left the server. I don't know where he went. I don't know if his girlfriend or wife found out that he bought this bike, but I'm assuming so. I'm assuming he got in a lot of trouble. So if you're still alive out there, I hope you're doing good. And if you're not, you're riding the Amstar nostalgia with the Angels, but not too quick, because you had to take the performance modifications off a 50cc bike. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to roast this guy. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to roast this dude. I just thought it was lame. Anyways, Amstar Nostalgia, it's a good bike if you can track one down. I think they're great. I would value it at around $1,000, a little bit less. Anything more than that, you're probably overpaying for it. Actually, I'd try and get it for between $1,000, more on the 800, 700, 800 side. Anything over $1,000, then it's overpriced. If you're buying it new, make sure you check all the bolts. Make sure everything's all nice and tight and snug, and that's my review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do any more motorcycle reviews of my motorcycles. I normally do vape stuff and skateboarding stuff and all kinds of stuff here on Light Designs, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button, like this video, share it with a friend, eat your veggies, click over to budgetvapors.com, use my promo code, help support the channel. Only you can prevent forest fires. Alright, that's it. Hope you're having a great day. Goodbye!